Hello, youth services librarians. I am video messaging everyone to report my YS collections report because we don't have a chance to meet until January, and there are a lot of things going on. I did write up a report for everyone, but it's pretty long, and so I thought maybe I would just like share some important stuff via video. The most important thing really at this time of year in collections is budget. So October 31st, our spending cycle ended. So that means that we were 100% spent for our budgets for the 2015 fiscal year. We're going to start the 2016 year in January. However, spending for that is going to start mid-December. How that affects everyone is that we have a weird kind of like window throughout November and through mid-December where we're receiving purchase requests from patrons and also from librarians, but we're not able to submit our orders until mid-December because we can't start spending our 2016 budget monies until then. So there might be a little bit of delay on your request and also for patrons. So just be aware of that. Things should start rolling in at the beginning of the year. Regarding budget, overall, it's flat. So our budget was not increased. However, the youth services collection budget did get a small increase to better reflect the Kitsap County demographics. So 23% of our county residents are under 18. And so we have 23% of the budget going to youth collections. So we're getting a small increase, which is nice. And in terms of budget changes, really, I'm just kind of merging a lot of account lines so that it's easier for me as a single selector. We were working with a multi-selector system, and so I've just merged stuff to suit my work a little bit better and hopefully give me a little bit more flexibility. I did create a couple of new budget lines. One is a juvenile world language collection. It's a small collection budget. It's only $1,000. However, previously our world languages collection was $1,000, including adults. So it's a significant increase, and hopefully we'll have a better sense of how that collection is being used. I'm also going to be selecting for that collection. Previously, Gail Goodrick was selecting all the world languages materials, and now I will be doing the kids and teen stuff. I've also created easy spoken audio budget lines. So it was coming out of our juvenile audio budget line, and I just think that read-alongs are an important and popular collection, and I wanted to pay better attention to that. So there's now a collection for it, or an account line for it, excuse me. And then for transparency, we've created a story shelf budget line. This last year, I didn't really allocate any, I didn't select any story shelf materials. I just didn't know how to really spend it from the collection and account lines that we had. So now we have to spend materials on that. And then the thing that I think is going to affect you guys is that we created a professional development line. And so this professional development line, it covers the journals that we're receiving. And that was pretty inconsistent throughout the system. Some libraries were receiving a library journal, but not all. And to be fair, the most fair, and to create the most access to these professional materials, we decided that every branch would get a library journal and school library journal. So those subscriptions are very expensive. That means that we are no longer able to afford to provide Hornbook and Voya for every branch. You were getting those before because we were all selectors. Now it'll be on a rotation, but everyone will get School Library Journal, which covers kids and teens, and everyone will get a library journal. That is it for budget. And then I just wanted to follow up with everybody about the YS collection priorities, the projects and priorities that I had you guys prioritize. It was really interesting, and I thank you for making the time to let me know what was important to you. I'm just going to talk about things that were identified, the top 5 that were identified by everybody. A weeding plan was one of those, so that's a big deal to CTS, and it's important to you guys. And so we're going to start working on strategies to help us all manage the weeding of our collections. A lot of you identified the learning kits for elementary students as an important project, and it is. However, I'm going to delay work on that for a year because right now we don't have a place to store those materials. So if it's going to be housed in the youth services department, we have to work on where to put it. So that's my first step, is just trying to figure out space for those materials. But in the meantime, if you're talking to your teachers or your schools, or you have your, excuse me, ideas yourself about what sorts of kits we could have to support elementary students, please do share them with me. I'd love to hear your ideas. Regarding book lists, that was another important thing that you guys brought up that's important to you. That's a super tough one because it's not a CTS goal, it's not a collections goal, and it's also not a youth services goal. And so my main concern is capacity, like capacity of youth services librarians and where you're focusing your energy. And then I'm also concerned about my own capacity. So book list, I just want you guys to know that I know it's important to a lot of you, and I'm thinking about how to best deal with that. And I've been talking to Shannon too. She knows it's a concern of mine. We haven't come up with any solutions, but we're trying to figure something out. And then branch outreach, I am going to start that in January. Ideally, I wanted to have a regular schedule, but I'm not able to manage that. So a regular like booked schedule, so you guys would always know when it was coming. I just need a little bit more flexibility than that. So I'm going to be visiting one branch per week for 2 to 4 hours, and I'm just going to try and like notify you the week of. It's not ideal, but I feel like it's the only way that I'm going to get out there and be able to like visit with your branches and you and have the conversations that are so important to our work. And then I'll leave you on a good note, just another highlight. Sharon really advocated to get money to support a Kingston opening date collection. And we just learned that the foundation has agreed to support $50,000. So Kingston's going to have hopefully a beautiful collection to start off with in their new branch. Those are the highlights. Again, please do let me know if you have any questions, and I thank you for your time.